Hello dear students. Today we are going to start 7th chapter of your book First Flight Glimpses of India. And this is the first part, A Baker from Goa. Our elders are often heard reminiscing, meaning remembering nostalgically, meaning having good memories of past, about those good old Portuguese days, the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. Here, the writer is saying that his people used to think about those who used to think about their old days of Portuguese and their breads. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. Though those Portuguese have left this place, but still the makers are still there in Goa. We still have among us the mixtures, the modulars, and those who bake the loaves. We have the mixtures, the modulars, and the people, those who are making bread, those who are baking, the bakers are still there in Goa. Those age-old, time-tested furnaces still exist. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. Extinguished meaning finished. So, the fire in the furnaces are still working, meaning the bakers are still working, and their age tested, meaning they are very old and successful furnaces are also present in Goa right now. The third and jingle of the traditional baker's bamboo hurdling his arrival in the morning can still be heard in some places. Early morning, this time used to be for the arrival of the baker. So, still some of the places, on the bamboo, they used to have some musical things. So, just to announce their arrival. So, this sound is still being heard some of the places in Goa. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. These bakers are even today known as padder in Goa. Meaning, maybe the fathers have died, but bakery or bakers are adopting the profession of bakery as hereditary basis. Father died, now the work was taken by the child. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion and guide. Now the writer is telling when he was child, bakers used to be very important people like friend, philosopher and guide. He used to come at least twice a day. Once when he set out in the morning on the selling ground, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket. The arrival of bakers used to be 2 times in front of his house. Number 1, when they were going and their basket was filled with baking things, products, and once they were coming back after selling everything. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep and we ran to meet and greet him. Why was it so? He said that whenever they were coming, so the jingling sound of their bamboo stick used to awake them. And they went to greet them. Why it was so? He is telling, was it for the love of the loaf? Not at all. The loaves were bought by some paskin and baskin. Paskin and baskin, it's a Portuguese word used for the maid servant. The maid servant of the house. What we longed for were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread of special make. The writer is saying that they were going in a running way to greet the baker, not for the loaves of bread, because those loaves of bread could be taken by any of the maid servant, but they were going to take bread bangles. This used to be a special sort of bread, sweet bread, and they were going to take it, and they used to select these bangles very carefully. That is why he was going there to pick those bread bangles. The baker made his musical entry on the scene with the zing-zang sound of his special made bamboo stuff. Whenever baker was coming, he used to come with a special zing-zang sound. That sound used to be produced by his bamboo where the anklets were attached. One hand supported the basket on his head and the other banged the bamboo on the ground. How was he selling? His one hand used to support the basket which used to be there on his head. Another one support he was taking with the bamboo, and he was making noise also with that. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. We kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke. Mild rebuke meaning an expression of disapproval or scolding, but mild one. And the loaves would be delivered to the servant. This used to be the daily tradition that they used to wish good morning to the lady of the house. The children, because the children used to pile up on his basket, so he used to set them aside by mild rebuke, and the bread were given to the servant. But he would not give up. But we would not give up. We would climb a bench on the parapet, meaning side wall or boundary, and peep into the basket. But the children were very stubborn. They were not going aside in spite of the mild rebuke, but they used to stand on the side walls and peep inside what was the new thing he has brought that day. I can still recall the typical fragrance, meaning scent, of those loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. He said that I am capable to find out the special fragrance of those loaves. Bread loaves used to be for the grown-ups, and the bangles he used to brought for the children. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouths properly, and why should we? Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf for the toothbrush? He said, that time we did not bother to brush our teeth, because brushing means taking out the leaves, mango leaf, and nobody wanted to take that much pain. And why was it necessary at all? The tiger never brushed his teeth. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. Even the writer justified his not brushing, that tigers are not in habit of brushing their teeth, because whenever they were drinking the hot tea, their teeth used to be clean. This was the logic he was given. He used to think when he was a child. Marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as the bowl, just as the party or a feast loses its charm without bread. Bread used to be a part and parcel of life that time. No marriage party was possible without a sweet bread called as bowl, and in each and every party, bread used to be a very prominent role. Not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. The lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. See, those time bread they were not eating just as a breakfast, but they were making dishes with bread. No engagement was possible without sandwiches. Cakes and bonihas, a Goan coconut cookies, are a must for Christmas as well as for other festivals. Engagement was impossible without bowl. Cakes and cookies, Goan coconut cookies, bonihas, were part and parcel of Christmas and other festivals. Thus, the presence of the baker's furnace in the village is absolutely essential. It shows that the baker used to be very essential for Goa at that time. The baker or bread sellers of those days had a peculiar dress known as the kabai. Now he talks about the dress, and their peculiar dress used to be called as kabai. What bakers was using? It was a single piece long frock reaching down to the knees. This dress used to be a single piece frock from up to the knees. In our childhood, we saw bakers wearing a shirt and trousers which were shorter than full length one and longer than a half pants. Now the writer tells that the bakers used to wear capri sort of shorts. Even today, if anybody wears a capri, then people are saying, are you a